It's Katie Clancy, Chief House Hawker at the Cape House at William Ravis, and you are watching the Cape House Show, where we give you the tips, tools, and sense of humor you're going to need to get through the biggest transaction of your life. Okay, I'm here to tell you that it's actually kind of always a buyer's market. Yeah. I know, sellers, you think, oh, blah, there's a high demand and all that jazz. And that is true. And actually, in the Cape Cod market right now, there is low inventory, affordability is an issue and all that stuff, which sounds like something that would really be a problem for buyers, which honestly it is. But when it comes down to it, let's think about how the buyers are really in control. And buyers, listen up and realize that you really do have a lot of power in this. Really, right now, boo? Anyway, so when you price your house, sellers, you put the house on the market, you think, oh, we look at market data and we kind of just sort of take a stab in the dark-ish. We have some data to work on, but you just don't know what's going to happen. You know what determines what's going to happen when your house goes on the market? The buyer's opinion. Whoever happens to be out there at the time. You have no control over which buyers show up when. You don't know what they're going to like, what they're not going to like, what kind of mood they're going to be in. It's completely subjective. So when your agent says the value of your house is determined by the market, it's actually determined by the buyers who are out there when your house is on the market. And that's a tough thing to realize, especially when you've done a lot of homework and the house seems to add up on paper. It looks great, and then you just sit on the market. And sometimes you think, oh, geez, I've got this rotten real estate agent, which is possible. But it's also possible that that person did a great job, and you worked together, and you came up to this number. And in fact, something changed in the buyer pool, and you're not in the right price range anymore. The other way buyers are in charge is, and I don't know how it is in other states, but in Massachusetts, there are all kinds of ways for a buyer to get out of a contract. Also, they can have contingencies on, typically there's a contingency on home inspection, contingency on mortgage or financing, but they can also they can write in whatever they want, contingent upon the wind blowing from the west that day. That is what they get to do. Sellers, not so much. If you don't like what's going on in your negotiations over a home inspection thing or whatever, you can say, no, I'm not going to do that repair. But you can't say I'm out of this deal. They can. So it's kind of dicey. When you go to sell a house, even in a seller's market, you're not as in charge as you think you are. But if you are prepared and you know what to expect and you're working with a really good real estate agent, you will probably be more in the driver's seat than a typical seller. If you want to know more about being a seller in the driver's seat, come see us at thecapehouseteam.com.